Lawrence Okolie, the champ, is in the building. My very first world champion inside these studios. I feel proud and privileged that you're here.
Thank you.
I have been trying to get you for a while though, Lawrence, to be fair. It's been at least 4 or 5 months.
Really?
Yeah.
I've only just now found out. You said it. I saw it today and I had to make it happen today.
You did. You have made it happen. You made it happen on the weekend as well. Congratulations.
Oh, yes.
On that win against Michal Cieslak. That guy tough.
They're very tough. Very tough. It was good. It's a good experience.
It's weird. I want to say, are you bruised and battered? But you don't even look like you've had a fight.
No, not in my face, but in other parts, I felt it. I think where it was quite a wrestly kind of scrappy fight, you feel it like deeper, with the sort of pulling and pushing. So it was tough in that way.
Was he strong in that clinch? Because he looked physically quite strong.
Yeah, he was very strong, and it was more so even just like techniques that I usually use where I haven't been brushing up on like the bits of judo and stuff like that. It was kind of like it was hard to even position myself in places and stuff, but it was good. It's good.
Oh, so you use obviously because of in the clinch, you use a bit of judo, jiu-jitsu, so when you're up close, you know what to do.
Yeah, like I've had proper like actual training, not like to world level or nothing, but I've had actual martial artists come and do full sessions with me on it.
Yeah.
But I need to rebrush up on that just to know how to escape it again, and even just the confidence and stuff. But it was all good.
Have you watched it back yet?
I watched the highlights. I'm not ready to watch this one back until
really.
Yeah, until it's time to get into full training camp. Do you know what I mean? Because I remember how it felt, and I remember how I felt going in and stuff like that. So I kind of am aware of what happened. So I'll watch it when it's time to study myself to at the start of camp.
I was in the studio obviously with Tony Bellew, and he was like, "Okay, Lawrence is trying to get this guy out of here," like early. And we spoke on TalkSport when you came, and he was like, "Okay, we're going to try and get this guy out of there rounds 4 to 5."
Yeah.
And when you landed that big right hand in round 5 and he got up, I was like, "Okay, Lawrence, just play safe and just go to points," because this guy looked a bit dangerous. And I feel like because the casual boxing fans won't know who he is, that's a world level fighter you just beat, and he caused you some problems. He's going to, but ultimately you beat a world level fighter there.
Yeah, no, I feel happy if I'm honest. But there's a way that me and Shane have been working on fighting and stuff like that, and I think that there was lots of stuff. I'm not one for excuses at all. I won. Do you know what I mean?
Say them if they're excuses.
But it's just like the excuses are. It's not excuse. It's more so. It's good for me, if that makes sense. That kind of fight is what I would say is good for me.
Agreed.
Is that it's like, it takes me off of the like. It's better to have a fight like that now than in a unification
100%.
or whatever, where I think I started getting into like going through the motions. So a lot of stuff has happened outside of boxing that has been amazing, and some stuff not so amazing. But it's kind of, I can't say taking my eye off it because it's not true. But it's kind of like it's like I'm going through the motions. So I'm going and doing the training sessions, but not the way that I've done training sessions before, where I'd stay afterwards and do certain drills or certain sets. I said, I've done a hard day today, but I know that there's more that I could push out of myself. And even just like being in camp, instead of going into a training house for 2 weeks, do my usual 7-8 weeks, lots of different stuff. So it was good. It's sort of humbling, even in victory, to know that like you can't just cruise in here. You have to actually go and get these victories and get them well.
Is that because, and I'm guilty of it as well, so I guess we're partly to blame. I've said to you, it's been easy so far. Not easy in the sense of your opponents have been easy. You've made it look easy. Yeah. So you've gone from, you didn't have many amateur fights. You've gone from that to being a pro. That was your 18th fight. Yeah. And you've won a world title in your 16th fight. You know what I mean? So it's kind of been easy. So maybe you've just had that thing of kind of done this easy.
Yeah. And even that, like, obviously, I won't be complacent in terms of the actual fight. The fight was physically hard, but it wasn't like I was losing. Like, do you know what I'm saying? I think I must have won it semi-wide. I can't remember what the scores were, but I don't think...
A couple of them were really wide. Yeah, I think
but I don't think at the end of the fight, people were questioning, has he got it, hasn't he?
No chance.
Yeah, so I think even in that state, coming from heavy down and all the other bits and bobs and just, the seriousness that is to come... still won it easy. Do you know what I mean? It just wasn't in the most pretty way. But then I look and I say, I'd rather, when I left the hotel, that's when it hit me. Do you know what I mean? I left the hotel.
But after the fight, you talking on Sunday? Okay.
On the like Monday, Tuesday, I left the hotel and I said, because I was a bit like, it's a bit, because I don't really care about actually what anyone says. I only care about winning, but then I care only about what my team says. So you know, when he gets it back, and Shane's there like,
Shane's tough as well. Shane will out you on camera.
Yeah,
that's the thing with Shane. He's not waiting to get to the back. He'll set it right in front of you.
Yeah. And he was quite up front about stuff that he realized in training that I wasn't doing, and and what we need to do going forward, and certain mindsets that we've been working on and whatever else. And then that's the part. Like, okay, don't worry. The next camp and I've got you. Don't worry. So it's good in that aspect. But then, like I said, he was also like, oh, you won comfy against a guy you didn't need to fight.
Everyone has that performance.
Yeah, and then it was more so when I got out of the hotel, I said, I realised, like, I'm still world champion after 18 fights. Unbeaten, won this, you know, all the accolades. And it's like, I'd much rather be world champion today than had a fight where it's like, that fight, I just, you know what, I'm going to just trade here and do this and that, and then potentially get caught or lose a fight, and then everyone says, great fight, Lawrence, but now you're 17-1, and Poland are cheering. Do you know what I mean?
Mate, it was like it was Poland in there.
Mate, it was ridiculous.
Honestly, it was fantastic though.
Yeah,
like it made for a fantastic atmosphere.
Yeah, but imagine now, I took an L, and then Poland, they're celebrating. She's like, and then everyone's here, don't worry, you'll be back, champ. And there's I would much rather you're fucking shit than
I'd rather that. I'd rather he's fucking rubbish.
Yeah.
How about he's world champion still though?
Yeah.
Much rather.
No one can ever, like, you know, when I leave world champion, no matter what, I'm still world champion, and I'm still.
And we move on to the next. People like we'll move on to the next. You have a fight in the summer, and it's like, okay, we can see what went wrong. He's now back to kind of being as good a year. I actually think you're being harsh on yourself, if I'm honest with you. I
need to watch it back.
You do need to watch it back, and you need to look at your journey as well. I mean, British, European, Commonwealth, world champion, and how you've done it. I mean, you know, I was really happy about this. Is going to sound crazy, but I was happy when I saw him land a right hand and you took it, and I was like, okay, Lawrence got the chin. So that made me feel comfortable. No, because I'm scared. Obviously, I'm watching it. I'm trying to be neutral, and I'm in there. You know, I'm there. I've got my little shirt and jacket on. I'm like, okay, Lawrence took the right hand. And I'm like, okay, this guy can take a punch as well. Because you're going to come up against guys that can crack. Obviously, you know you're a big puncher, but there are other big punchers, especially if you go to the big boy division. There's guys out there that are big.
Yeah. Like I said, I think, you know, experience obviously helps with that as well, with taking punches and just knowing how to write, and even just naturally as well, as you get older, I think it goes up and then down. So I think it goes down when you start getting actually old. But yeah, like, I think in terms of that, I don't really like being in wars or he lands a shot, you land a shot. I just
it's prefer, not the way it should be.
I agree. But it's good, you know, like I said, it's same thing that my strength coach said as well. I was kind of buzzing when he landed some shots on you, because no one really lands. But I think that's testament. Like, I think that a lot of stuff that I do gets under sort of rated, like in terms of boxing, in terms of like how many shots can we say, clean, good shots have we seen landed on me in 18 fights? It's just
quite rare. That's why I was waiting for it on Saturday. Sunday, apologies, because I was like, I can't think of it.
And it's like, hopefully that continues into the future. Like, Sue's like landed a few more. We've got to brush off on certain things, and then, you know, I'll be in there with another champion, and we'll see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes, indeed. Your entrance. I've never ever wanted to jump down and be a part of entrance. I think I Instagrammed it saying I've never been so tempted to jump in. Yeah. Because I knew Izzy was there, and they were telling me in my ear, okay, the AJ has just walked into the building. Yeah. And I thought, okay, what's going to go on? And I thought Izzy might do something with you. Yeah. But when I saw the Nigerian flag and AJ holding the belt, I was like, this is good. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Brits might not be happy right now, but this is good. Yeah. Was that planned? Did you plan that? Was it just
semi? It was like not until the day, so I knew he was in the country. I think you actually reached out to him. And like me and him chatting Insta, so I reached out to him and said, "You've already sorted it." I was like, okay, nice. And then
I felt nice doing that. I felt good.
It was good. That was great. It was great touch. Yeah. Then I think that might be why I'm here today. Great touch. And then he came to the back, and it was kind of like, do the ring walk? He's like, yeah, sure, whatever. Like, he's so cool, like such a cool guy. Then AJ come and he's like, should we just do it? I already had the Nigeria flag.
Just like Spartans, bro.
Yeah, should we just do it? And also for me, it's like I didn't realise what the occasion was, because I don't really pay attention to ticket sales or anything like that at all. I just focus on myself, and I've got people that sell tickets and whatever. So I didn't realise what it was turning into in terms of me versus Poland or
Bruv.
England. I had no idea. Until we got to the weigh-in, that's when I was like, oh.
That's when it hit, innit?
Yeah.
The weigh-in, I kind of turned around at them because they were there. I remember on that side. And I was like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I heard boos as you came. I was like, this is London.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I was shocked. I was shocked. I was shocked. And I think that kind of played into why the fight was the way it was as well.
Yeah.
Because there was so much that I wasn't mentally preparing myself for. So you know when you know, if I'm going to Latvia or I'm going to someone's back
you
garden,
know what's going to happen. Yeah.
Or certain fighters, but I didn't realise the kind of energy that him and his people came with. You know, he hasn't spoken English the whole time.
Yeah.
Whatever. Got to the weigh-in. I was like, I made weight easy this time. Blah blah blah. Whatever. Then I hear Lawrence will boo.
Yeah.
What? What's going on here? Then I look over and I see red flags and they're looking over. He's gonna get whatever. And then I was thinking, oh, it's tomorrow.
Yeah.
These guys are here at the thing. This is a madness. And then I'm looking at a man in his eyes, and you can tell.
I could see that he was ready. That he was on it, as they would say.
You can tell.
Yeah.
And I had to literally go. And obviously, I'm always on it. When it's time for a fight, you're gonna have a fight. You're gonna do whatever. But I had to really tell myself, bro, this guy's gonna want it so bad. Even no matter what happens, keep composed. Win. See where I'm coming from, because it's like a lot of guys. As soon as I land a good shot, they're gonna go into their shell. They're gonna just bottle
He just kept on coming forward, by the way.
I
kept on coming forward.
I watched the highlights, and then the first round I hit him with a shot that I honestly, when I watched it, I said, "Oh," because I don't remember the round by round what's happening.
Do you feel it so you know it's good connection?
Yeah, no. When I land clean, I know, because I know the reaction that I expect to see. Bang! I landed, but we both kind of sagged on the ropes. And I didn't realise how bad I hurt him. But then Shane's like, he's gone. So I said, okay, if Shane says he's gone, he's gone. So I'm going for it. And then his actual body makeup was actually really good for him, because he was around 6'3", 6'4". It's not like someone my height where I can punch with a loop and shot and land. So I'm trying to land a loop and shot, but he's had big shoulders, so it's kind of like getting lost in it. Do you know what I'm saying?
He had like a little mini bodybuilder kind of physique.
So certain shots getting lost, and he was dipping the right way. And you know, Shane was telling me to work the body, but I just kind of was so eager to get him out of there that I'm just not throwing it. Like, it's so good, because I know in another fight, I hope anyway, I'll calm down.
Yeah.
Work the body. Work this. Like. It's loads of stuff. Great experience.
I loved it, because I was concerned when DAZN reached out and said, okay, boxing on a Sunday. I was like, what's going on here? Like, why are you doing this to Lawrence for on a Sunday? We're going to experiment, and there's no roof on the O2. I was like, there's better be numbers. And then, like, Anthony Fowler's fighting, and I started to, see a few Polish, because he's fighting a Polish guy as well. So I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But I was still thinking, this ain't enough numbers, man. And then just before he came out, it's like they were all in a pub or something. I was like,
okay.
Does Lawrence know what he's walking into?
Yeah.
I was like, someone might need to go and tell Lawrence, this is war out here now. This is genuine war. But I think it made for a fantastic fight. I want to go back, if we can, a few years. Obviously, I'm Nigerian, you're Nigerian. I remember thinking, like, my mum would never let me box. As a Nigerian, it was accountant, lawyer, or doctor, nothing else. Like, not even football was allowed, really. So the idea of you boxing, I remember asking this to AJ as well, like, how was you even allowed to box? Because it's a no-no in Nigerian culture, like, not happening.
Yeah, so my one, I had to just pretend I wasn't boxing.
I knew there was going to be a story like that.
I just had to, I just didn't tell her what I was doing. And fortunately, I never really get black eyes and stuff, so I never really showed until I started losing weight, and then I said, I'm just doing. But you're at home and you're throwing shadow boxing and stuff, and mum's looking over, what's wrong with you? I just go to the gym sometimes, and and she could see the weight that I was losing, so it was good. But then,
was you really that big?
I was big. I mean, like the pictures that I posted on Insta, I was like 10 or more kilos heavier than that, and I was younger. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, I'm still a big guy, so I could carry it, but it was, it was
big. It was overweight.
And started losing weight, whatever. And then I remember my first fight. I told her, I'm not fighting. I've bought this stuff for sparring. That's it, just to lose weight. Then I told 2 or 3 people, and then it turned into a snowball effect, where there was like a bus full of people all going down to watch the fight. And then someone obviously let it slip to my mum, whatever, But I won, came back with a medal, and it was the first thing of like, I just, sorry, I won, head guards, don't worry about it. And then it kind of just, always kind of played it out to her, like, it's just it's just a bit of fun.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, I was thinking I'm going to be a boxer. Do you know
Really?
what I mean? Yeah. I think
You got the itch straight away. Like,
yeah,
that's
no.
it, yeah.
Actually, in terms of because obviously at that time, I think David Hay was on top. Who else was Carl Froch? All these guys were like
boxing was booming.
Yeah, and it's just the beginning stages of all that. Do you know what I mean? And then so I remember watching all those fights, thinking, oh, I'm gonna headline and this, and AJ was winning the Olympics and all that, like all that kind of stuff.
That was when it was liftoff for me. When AJ won the Olympics and Luke Campbell was there, he won as well. I was like, oh, it's big now. It's big. Yeah.
And then I was even looking at it from amateur, saying, oh, they're gonna probably put so much money into amateur boxing now. But they did, I guess. But that's another one. But it was like it wasn't until I got into the Great Britain team where I could actually face my mum properly and say this is the route that we're taking.
That's an achievement in itself,
Yeah, no, 100%.
How many fights roughly? I don't know if you're gonna like between then and getting in the GB team.
15. So I had 15.
15 and got in the GB team.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. So I remember, it was 15 fights, and then I had my 16th as a what was it? 16. It was like 16th. My 16th fight was my first international. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
So how many amateur fights did you have?
26 in total. Yeah.
26 amateur fights?
Yeah.
26 amateur fights, that's it?
Yeah, that's when I left Rio, 26, yeah.
And now 18 pro fights?
Yeah.
That's it?
It's a record, I know. I never thought,
Bro,
it's a record.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah, I don't really, that's what I say, like I try
you're fighting people that, could be in three figures in terms of amateur fights, like hundreds.
100%.
Yeah.
Even in amateurs, I was boxing guys with hundreds of fights and turn pro. These guys have been doing it since they were 10, 12. I started, 17, 18. And, that's why I never get too caught because I never look at Mayweather and say, I could. It's because they've been practicing since they were children.
5, 6.
Yeah,
like Mayweather 5, 6. Tyson Fury 6.
Yeah, exactly.
So as much as everyone, and don't get me wrong, they deserve their plaudits. They've been doing it since they could walk.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I kind of chose boxing money myself. So now to actually even that, like I said, because obviously I don't like to. It's not me diminishing anyone else, but I just kind of look and say, look at my trajectory, look at the fights that I'm trying to take and I'm taking and stuff that I've won and I'm doing, and then look at the average boxer who's...
You really should be, with that number of amateur fights and the amount of pro fights you had, you should be really fighting British level still. Yeah.
Agreed. Even
that's what you should be doing.
Even when I got into the Great Britain team, I could have done under 20 novices, but instead I'm qualifying for the Olympics. Do you know what I mean? So it was testament to...
What was that experience like, Rio?
Rio was sick. I think the actual getting to Rio, I think I said... and it was good, like in my book and stuff. Just the mindset. My mindset was very much, I'm gonna get to Rio. Like I just said it from when I got to the Great Britain team. I remember we had a meeting and it was like all of the staff giving us an induction orientation, and they're like, "You guys, 2020 Tokyo."
Oh, really? So they weren't even thinking Rio.
No,
they're like, the next Olympic
I
cycle.
got to the team in November of 2015, and Rio was July of 2016. So it was like 7-8 months in the future, and the qualifiers was in April. So it was kind of like, there's no way you're gonna qualify in 4 or 5 months. Like, you guys are English, like British guys, whatever, British level. But I remember we're in the thing, and I was like, so what? There's no way anyone can get to Rio. And then Rob and I was like, there's always one. And I just remember looking at him, and then he was not. Oh, yeah, and I was thinking, does he know that it's me?
Yeah.
Does he know? Whatever. So then, I managed to get to obviously Rio, but I think that really helped change my mindset as well with experience, because I was so eager to get to Rio, and I was thinking, I get to Rio, I'm gonna get £1 million to sign over, and this, that, and other, and I was all thinking about getting there as opposed to getting there
and winning.
It's like as soon as I landed and I was on the plane. No, on the plane back from qualifying, I was like, I'm an Olympian now. Like,
that's it now, jackpot. We're done.
I've done it, And I didn't realise how it actually works with turning over and everything like that. But then after that, I get to Rio and I was just happy to be there. There's Usain Bolt. Oh my God.
Obviously that. Yeah.
There's all of these British athletes because remember, 6 months before I was in Hackney, just about to start university.
I can't lie, that's mental actually.
Yeah, I was literally starting the university. November time, just starting up again. Do you know what I mean? So I was already planning a year to just get a degree and whatever else and got into social work. To then I'm on a GB team telling my mum, this uni thing, we're gonna have to put it on pause. So I said to her, we're gonna put it on pause for 1 year. Yeah. We'll try to get to Olympics, and then even though I knew.
Well, you're now a doctor, so
yeah. So I was just like,
worked out.
Yeah. So she's happy with it. She's more happy with that than
the
I don't know.
boxing.
Yeah. But I was just like, I can't remember what I was talking about. But long story short, I was in Hackney thinking, okay, this is where my life's going, and all of a sudden I'm in Rio. So I'm thinking, there's like all these people that I knew of. There was a tennis player. I don't want to get his name wrong because there's 2 tennis players. So I don't want to say the wrong one. But there was tennis players there. There was all the
NBA stars are there as well.
Yeah, no, fam, and it was nuts. Do you know what I mean? And then you're in there, and then all the drinks are free, all the food's free. It was just an experience. And then a bunch of my boys came out. There was like 10 of them come out, got a villa outside. So I'm just there on a jolly buzzing, just to actually just be there, have my fights, whatever.
Why? Wait, was the thought that we're done now? We got to the Olympics.
Yeah. So when I actually got to the thing, I wasn't really razor on actually because there was an energy that I carried qualifying. It was like nothing's gonna stop me. This, that, and the other, whatever. When I got there, I was so like in the lights and just I'm actually walking out and the Olympics and I just didn't have the same drive towards winning. Like obviously I boxed a good guy in Savon. So
a good guy.
Yeah, okay.
Mate, he's an incredible boxer.
Correct.
Incredible. Yeah.
But still, it's like when I went into that fight, I was kind of like, I've made it here. I'm turning pro. Whatever happens,
really.
Yeah,
so was the decision already made before the Olympics?
It was made in November. As soon as I got into the Great Britain team, and then I qualified for the Olympics, I was like, after the Olympics, I'm turning pro. That's why after the Olympics, I was the first one to turn pro. No games, just ran with it. And then, like I said, anyway, with all that, when I really deep it. Like I said, after the fight, I'm there thinking, like, it feels like yesterday. I was living at my mum's house in Hackney, got to the Olympics, turned professional, was having fights, questioning whether I win a British title, questioning if I win a Commonwealth, questioning if I win a European.
And there were those questions, by the way. People were like, okay, his style's not ready, maybe suited to
even
it.
That, he's going to... British level, you're going to see.
I remember the Isaac Chamberlain fight, and that was the one. That was the one. It was South London versus East London. It was a big thing.
At all times, this guy's going to show you, that guy's going to show you, and then it's just like I'm shocked. I'm waiting. I anticipate it, but I'm still thinking. I go in every fight just thinking, I just think I'm going to win.
I've said this, and it's on record, guys. So you can check my videos. I've said I can't see you losing, and I don't. And people are like, oh well, but I said there's something about Lawrence where. I feel like there's even still more to come.
100%.
But he's got to world level without even breaking sweat 100%. Going into third gear. I said there's more to come. I can't see him losing.
100%. It's like not even in a weird way. Like I haven't not only just technically but physically.
How far away do you think you are from it?
I think
from that peak.
I think it'll come in the next couple of years now. I think with the realization and like finally where I in terms of boxing, what I hear people are making, what the stuff that actually excites me. Like a lot of people care about winning the world title and they're gonna cry and they win it and this is it and no disrespect.
But you didn't really celebrate when you won your world title.
That's what I'm trying to say because it's just like it's great to do. Don't get me wrong, because God forbid if I didn't have it or I lost it, it would be heartbreaking. Yeah. But I'm just the type of person, I've won it and it's just like, okay, sick. But there's 4 of them and there's more to be done. So like I said, some people cry and this is it. But for me, it was just like okay, we got more to do. So why I bring that up is I can't remember. But long story short, easy work.
There is more to do.
Sorry. In terms of where I see myself going, I think that there's still the where experience and youth link up. I was fortunate to win a world title relatively quickly, and I'm still kind of young. I'm like 29, which is still young in boxing. Yeah. So I heavier weight. So there's still I'm gaining experience and gaining physical peak. Do you get where I'm coming from? So when we get to the 30s, 31s, that's when I think it's all gonna. Because I've had this fight, I've had other fights. Okay, cool. From this fight, I'm gonna learn.
So you basically think you're going to be at your peak as a heavyweight?
Yeah, I believe
that's what you're saying, because you're not staying at cruiserweight for 2 more years.
No. I can't see it. But I think so. I think that's when it's going to need to be, because these guys are throwing one shot and it's devastating.
And they're massive.
Yeah, they're
because
big guys.
You're obviously a big guy. What, 6'5"?
6'5", yeah.
6'5". They're that.
Yeah, exactly.
Most of them are the kind of 6'4", 6'5", aren't they?
Yeah, and then obviously, you know, a lot more dense and stuff like that. Where that's where I feel like I can't wait, because I don't really, like I said, I don't pay too much attention to certain things, but I understand how I move around heavyweights compared to cruiserweights. Against cruiserweight, I'm in the change room thinking, there's nothing that this man can do. Like, I don't give a, like, if it's physical, it's physical. I'll out wrestle, hug, whatever you want to call it. I'll out box him from long. I'll hurt him. Heavyweights, I never even think that stuff. I don't even think about power. I think about picking shots, moving the whole time. So I think, like I said, it depends on if I can get unification next. If not, I'll probably have a fight at heavyweight in the summer, just like against a good heavyweight that people probably could. Why him or what's going on? Yeah. And then I'll show everyone what I'm talking about.
I have no doubt about it. Bradis was there.
Yeah.
I hate when he wore that Mario outfit.
Yeah.
It annoyed me. When he came out in it, I was like, what are you
time.
doing? I said, the crowd are not going to know who this is. I said, people at home are going to not take you seriously.
Yeah.
We're trying to sell a unification fight and you're walking to the ring in a Mario outfit. I was like, what are you doing? I get this Jake Paul. Why are you chasing? He's never going to fight you. You've got Lawrence Okolie there. It's an O2 Arena fight. We could sell it out. And he's bringing you a McDonald's bag, which wasn't funny. I didn't understand what he was saying.
I feel sorry.
I was like, why is he doing this? Why is he doing this?
I feel sorry because he's a good fighter.
He's very good fighter. Like, that's the thing. He deserves his respect. Very good fighter.
But that's what gets him. That's what you allow him. When he does all that stuff, you just like, he shook my hand, and I just thought, oh, he can fight though. Do you know what I mean?
It's right. You got to take him seriously, because I was watching his old fight against Usyk, and this guy can fight.
Great fight.
This guy can fight.
This is what I'm saying. But this is what no one gets, is that was when I was, I think, going to, that must have been 2016, 2017.
I think that's 2016, when you were maybe just coming out of the Olympics.
Yeah. So these are the guys I was looking at thinking, oh man, look at that fight. And now it's like, I'm here operating, you know, won a world title, ready to unify and whatever else. So anyway, with him, he's a good fighter, great fighter. In fact, if you think about the Dorticus's, the Usyks, the
brother, he's been in. He's legit. There's no two ways about it. He's legit. And for me, he's the only. I know Makabu's there and the other champions there, but for me, this is the fight where the casuals will understand as well and jump on. Do you not ever think like, yes, I could be unified and I could even become undisputed, but the big money fights are at heavyweight. That's where the big division. That's where the money is in the division. Yeah, definitely. But I need to see it. Obviously, do you know what I mean? Because it's all good talking about. But I'm gonna approach Eddie and whatever and say, come on, how much actually? I might dip up there. Just let's see options, because, like, although I will never make the same mistake again, in my opinion, you know, it's on record now, but it's like, it's so hard, because I'm so disciplined and whatever else. When it's time, it's like, it's hard to stay motivated because I'm such a like forward thinker, and I want this. Okay, I want the Olympics. Okay, I want the British. I want the Commonwealth. I want the world title. I want to unify. So when I now hit roadblocks of, oh, this guy doesn't want to fight that guy. It's like, now you have to put C's like or whatever, and I'm just thinking, is that hard to get excited for?
Yeah, weird.
Because it's hard if I'd known what it was going to turn into.
If I'd known what it was going to turn into, maybe it would have been different.
Yeah, but when you hear the name and it's put in front of you,
and look at it and I say, this guy's slow. He's this. He's that. It's just like, and I know that just in the form that I was in, I beat him. Just kind of thought, it's hard. But you know, with someone like Bradis, I know every day.
I should like the fight, you
know. It's like, no matter what he does with this guy and that guy, when he's in the ring, he's dangerous with both hands. He's got great feet, good boxing, good experience. He's not going to be scared. He's been in there with big punches and Usyk and whatever else. And then, you know, there's something to gain. The thing I've always hated is like being the one with everything to lose and nothing to gain. Yeah, it's actually the
risk reward's not there.
It's not there. So that's why I'm always pushing. Okay, Matt Yaskin, it was British titles on the line. He was a top 10 fighter in the world at that time, and I was an up and coming 9-0 fighter or whatever it was. There's something to gain in that risk.
That was ages ago, that fight.
Yeah,
Wembley Stadium.
Yeah. The 2018 or
I was there working. That was one of my first ever jobs.
Yeah. Sick. And then, long story short, it gets me, like, for example, me and Makabu next. Yeah. Whatever I think I'll do to him, I know there's something to gain on the other end.
100%.
So I've like going back to Chamberlain fights, and it's like the reason why I took the Chamberlain fight when I didn't have to, because I was the Olympian, is I hate the idea of, I'm going to put in all the work, I'm going to collect all the times, I'm going to take all the risk, and then you get to just attach your name to me, and then eventually, come on, let's go, let's you can fight me now, and then you get all of the, I'm going to beat Laura, and then if and when I beat you, it's just, oh yeah, you're meant to beat him, you done all, do you know what I mean? And then, did you get, I don't know, like so it's even
it's almost like Highlander, where you do everything, they take your head off, they get your power.
Yeah, jolting, and I don't like it, do you know what I mean? Like, that's why there's certain other fighters who are in and around the way, and like, I got
what, like a React Paul?
That would be a perfect example of one. But at least I can say he's trying. He's doing his own thing. He's you get it,
with
like,
Sky doing
it,
and
he hasn't really said my name thing. So that really helps in terms of. But one thing I don't like is when someone's attaching their name, but they want me to do all the work. Okay, win a world title, we win another one. Okay, do you know what I mean? I like. It just doesn't sit right with me, because I know the pressure that I have to deal with those things, and you know the other stuff. There's lots of stuff that, you know, people don't get or see or.
Do you enjoy that stuff? The other stuff in boxing?
It depends what stuff. The good stuff, yeah. I think, you know, this kind of interview is nice to sit here and you care what I'm having to say. You can interview anyone, like, but I'm here, and you know the other stuff, like stuff that's happened outside of boxing. Like, and I never want to take my eyes off boxing, but stuff that's happened outside of boxing in a positive supersede what's happened in boxing at this current juncture. But I know there's heavyweight and there's other stuff where it can maybe claw it back. Do you know what I'm saying? But it's like, when without boxing, I wouldn't have got the opportunities outside.
You're not like bored of the sport, are you?
No, not bored. Definitely not. Definitely not.
Frustrated?
I'm only going to box until I don't like putting a definite time on it. Yeah. But there's no way I'm going to be 40 and still box. There's no way I'm going to be 37.
And you see guys doing it, and it's awful for me to see, because I interview a lot of them and speak to them outside. I see them at events. Yeah. And a lot of these guys, unfortunately, you know, they've had too many tough fights, and they're chasing that last. You know, I can still do one more at 37, 38, and they're chasing. I'm like, you're not. It's not there anymore. And you want to tell them, but no, one more, and I'm you know, I want to get in shape, and I'm like. This is a brutal sport that will kick you when you're down. And
that's the point. And my thing is that I've known that since I've jumped into boxing, because I jumped in quite late, so I was already kind of a man-ish. Yeah. And that's so when I say that, it's like I understand that there's business acumen. I studied business, economics, all that stuff. So I understand that boxing's an amazing sport. I feel blessed to be an ambassador, but unless you're Anthony Joshua or someone like that making hundreds of millions.
Canelos of the world. Do you
know what I mean? If you're making even millions, there's ways to turn that into more outside of boxing than I have to fight him at this arena, be in shape on this day, don't make no mistakes on this day to go into another one. But then there's a businessman who's taking absolutely no punches that every month hundreds of thousands, if not millions, is coming in because he's position himself in that way. So no, I'm not bored of the sport, but I understand its limitations. So I'm quite realistic. I understand it puts me in a great position. I enjoy it. I'm a good fighter. There's more to gain in terms of actual being a better fighter. Yeah. But then there's also, when I'm finished boxing, I want to be able to say, you know, not only did I make money, but I kept money.
I kept my money, and I was smart with it.
And I was smart, and now I don't have to work, and it's working for me.
It's funny because, like, obviously Izzy was there, and you see all the fighters in the UFC talking about the same thing. Like, Dana White is just killing us almost. Dana White's making the billions, and we're making. Francis Ngannou, world champion, made 500,000.
That's unbelievable.
How crazy is that?
Unbelievable.
You know what I mean? Like, big UFC, pay-per-view.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, the people that, as you say, risk your lives. And I know people might say, you know, exaggerate, but no, people do die in the ring. People risk their lives in the ring, all your health in the ring. You should be getting the lion's share of everything regardless. And I guess we need to keep fighting for that. Do you treat yourself after a big win? Like, sometimes I can't lie to you. As soon as I do a little TV thing, I treat myself. Obviously not like you. I don't, you know, go Dubai first class, but I treat myself. Do you treat yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. When was the last victory?
Oh, okay. It depends on what you're talking about. I treat myself in terms of like holidays and experiences and stuff like that. Definitely. Not like, I've got some bits and bobs of little jewelry and stuff, but I don't think that's
I've seen a nice couple of big chains.
But I think I do those more before fights than after. I don't like to reward fights. I like to before the fight, just be like, yeah, I'm happy with life right now, so go into here with no pressure. Do you know what I mean? But after like this one, I was gonna say a McDonald's franchise, but they're
interesting.
But they're they are interesting. I can't lie, because sometimes you forget how big the corporation is. So I could go and say, I'm world champion, you gotta. But as much as we're very well connected, it's like there's rules and how they do it. So it's like you have to take some time out of boxing, but we don't want you to. So we'll chat you after boxing, but we'll stay in. And it's like, but I want to make these now. Do you know what I mean? It's interesting.
It's funny. Kanye used to always talk about that, Kanye West, where someone's like, yeah, I'm Kanye West, but then he'll get to a door and the door's shut.
Yeah.
Regardless of who his name is and the amount of money he's got. It's like, yeah, stay over there, Kanye. Keep singing. Keep singing and producing, and we'll handle our own stuff. Yeah. And there's almost feel like there's always limitations on people in terms of how far you can grow. What's like the dream fight for you at heavyweight? If you could, if there's one guy, because everyone immediately says, oh, Dillian White because of that spar. That's the one that Lawrence would ideally in a couple of years like.
Oh no, I definitely like that one, but that's not really the ideal. The one is, let's see, I don't know. It depends whoever has the belt at the time. Because for me, it'll just be just for the accolade. Say,
big one.
Yeah, like, and if I could just do it easy, like imagine, like, I just say to myself, imagine if. Let's play that game. Go on. I'm a big dreamer. Do you know what I mean?
I dream as well sometimes.
Imagine if Makabu next. Let's just say he's had his mandatory, and then he says, you know what?
That fight should happen next.
I think so.
That fight should happen next. Makabu, he wanted Canelo. He's not getting that. Canelo ain't going to fight Makabu. Yeah. Why not?
I think it'll happen, personally. I think it'll happen. I think let's just... If game.
Go on then. All right, go.
Get Makabu.
Yeah.
Win that one.
Yeah, that's 2 belts.
2 belts.
Undefeated.
WBC, WBO, 19-0, whatever. Undefeated. Already. Then I'll start preparing them amateur experience. I've had under 50 fights in total. Then they say, end of the year. Or even, what would actually be ideal is if, then again, it depends on time-wise, but if they said unified the other 2 champions, like Bradis and other one, and then end of the year.
It makes me laugh how everyone, including me, the other one's name, Gumari,
and he's good. I'm not gonna lie.
For a couple of years though.
He hasn't. Yeah, but he's like, in terms of stylistically, I watched him.
Quite difficult.
I thought that one there. It's like he seems like he's got good chin, good power. He's a bit slow on his feet, but he's tough, and it's you'd anticipate it. It's like the guy that I boxed for the European title, Yves Ngabu. It's that sort of thing.
See how I know your career like that. See that,
yeah. Him, he's solid.
He wasn't he?
Yeah,
he's like my height, but thick.
Yeah. You know, it's not easy. It's not going to be easy.
You made it easy though.
Yeah, but that's the same type of fight I'd expect. Where it's like I'm in the rounds and every round is hard. That's how I anticipate. With Bradis, I think it'll be similar as well. But I think Bradis and me will actually box with each other because he'll be like same with it's so stupid, but same with Glowacki. Yeah, stylistically, I knew if I fell in and tried to hold whatever, he's good at countering.
Yeah.
So I worked the whole camp on boxing on the back foot, whatever. Same as I would with, or not even back foot, but you know that middle distance, not falling in. Same with Bradis. With this last guy, I wasn't even thinking. I was just thinking, I'm gonna smash this guy, whatever. And it's so it's so good anyway. So I know I'm all over the place, but
I like it.
It'll be interesting. But like I said,
okay, go on, Makabu, get that belt, 2 belts.
Them 2 fight each other, and then December. All the belts.
You're playing a big if game.
This is the game, isn't it? It's the game,
That shit ain't happening. Okay, this is boxing. That shit ain't happening.
I hear you still.
No way. But go on.
But if,
okay, let's play if. Sorry. If
you get that, you get
end of the year, you fight Bradis or
all 4 belts. Then it's like, for the second time, you know, all 4 belts, whatever, win that, and then, you know, summer of the
2023,
whoever's
got the okay, so you go straight up and fight undisputed.
Yeah. There's no like.
There'll be so much money in that fight. It'll be incredible.
Oh my goodness.
There'll be so much money.
If you know what I'm saying.
There'll be a lot of money, and it's funny because I feel like we're getting to the stage where Fury could, Fury's one of those kind of weird people where he could just say goodbye.
Yeah,
he's got that kind of about him where he could just say, fuck it, I'm done.
But then there's 4 belts. Or 3 belts.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure what's going on with... No, he's got 1. Actually,
he's got 1, then Usyk's got the others.
Got the others, and, you know, who knows what's going to happen there. Such an interesting time to be a heavyweight. But I wouldn't... That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't want to go to heavyweight and then stay in that certain mix.
there's a weird mix between, I'd say, 10 and 30, where there's this weird, like, Charles Martins of the world and all. There's no point in you fighting those type of guys.
It's like you go in and you get it, like, there's certain stylistically, there's certain heavyweights, it's just pointless. Do you know what I mean? There's some ones where I just say, I'd always say to myself, I can win, but I know that's going to be a fucking long one. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
But then there's some heavyweights where I look at and I just say, you're actually ranked
slow feet.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Comfort, I'm going to bomb him. And it's just like, it doesn't happen. So they'll find out their own way. But at least as a unified champion or whatever, you get to go and kind of say him. Do you know what I'm saying? Or like how Usyk did it. Usyk fucking went up as a WBO
He's incredible,
champion.
by the way.
Yeah, he is.
He's actually incredible.
Went up WBO world champion and then got to just go straight for the titles. Didn't have to go into the,
No, didn't even have to go into the minefield. He had that one, obviously I know he had the one before Chisora, but Chisora, because he was waiting for something and then straight in with AJ. You was co-main. Was you co-main at that Wembley?
What was that one? Yeah.
Wembley. Which is, I remember because I said on camera, I think I said this to you the other day, like, I remember you walking out and I don't know if you realised the fanfare that you would have got, but it was almost like you were walking out and it was like the noise levels went up. And I almost saw you take it in like, me, like, okay, thank you. And that was fantastic for me just to see you and that reaction. Then obviously you put on the performance and won. Was you able to watch any of the AJ Usyk? Like, did you watch all of it?
I watched it all in the back because I was getting drug tested at the time. So I watched it all. It was a hard night. It was a hard night for me because obviously I'm a massive supporter of him and his friend. And it's like, when you believe that someone could win in a particular way, like same way everyone would have watched my fight in the week, it's like you think, oh dude, just a little car.
It scares me when he's fight because I'm a big AJ fan.
Yeah,
and I'm
me
like,
too.
oh.
Me too.
Yeah, I can't take it. Yeah.
Me
Especially the final round when I was like, Usyk's really starting to go through the gears here. And I was like, okay, AJ's doing nothing. Yeah. It's a bit scary to watch.
100%. But believe I actually do believe if they boxed again that he would be able to. It's a hard one once again.
Mate, that's a
because
tough fight.
he's still a great fighter. But I just think when you've got the physical attributes of AJ, if you just implement and go for it, it's a fight. At the end of the day, it's a fight. You have the chance to actually land and take someone out. So I can't wait. I can't wait for that one to come around again. Obviously,
I'm not going to say who said this because I don't want to out them, but someone was with me and they're watching your fight on the weekend. And like you've got this weird, I don't know if, obviously you've got a chin, but you walk forward. It's like, I don't care, I want to scrap. And someone said, if AJ can have a bit of that, just walk, like, I'm going to destroy you, walk forward, he's almost complete. Because I actually think his boxing ability is very good. Again, someone that took the sport late, he's boxing it. So they were like, give him a bit of that from Lawrence. So they were saying, Lawrence, can you tell AJ, please? Just
I think that's exactly how he'll go. He's definitely got that. Like, obviously, I mean, we've seen AJ fight before. You know what I mean? We've seen him where he's been on that
wrecking machine.
And it's like, it's not stupid. Blah. I'm the guy going. But then we all try to learn and develop and stuff like that. And sometimes it works in certain fights. Sometimes it doesn't work in other fights. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah. So this is a fight where what works is. I'm a 6'6".
Do you think he'll fight next, considering what obviously Usyk's going through in Ukraine?
I don't know,
Do you think there's maybe a chance? I done a video the other day saying I think this is almost a good time for AJ to maybe, I know people will moan, but have an interim fight while something is going on with Usyk and he looks like he might not fight.
So hard for him though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because everyone knows him as the champ, world champ. You only want to see world championship fights. Him.
Yeah, they would never accept, like, see like Tyson Fury fought Otto Volin and Tom Schwartz. AJ never could, he can't do that.
Imagine.
Can't do people have a heart attack.
No, honestly. So it's kind of, I feel for him in that essence, but at the same time, he's a savage. So as like, no matter what anyone thinks, he's been going back to back in the hardest fights at the weight, at heavyweight, which is one of the hardest divisions. And he came up against a great fighter, came up second best that night, and it would be good to see him going. And
he's an example that we were just talking earlier about the way boxing fans are now, and it literally is you lose and you're done. Yeah, so it's like I don't know if it's the Floyd Mayweather thing, but you lose just one fight, bad performance, you're shit. Yeah, and AJ is a perfect example of that. He lost to a great, as far as I'm concerned, in Usyk, and all of a sudden it's like fuck it, I'm with Fury now. Yeah, that's what it's like the switch to Fury has been crazy, and I almost feel like there's too much pressure on you boxers in taking a defeat or a bad performance. There's way too much pressure. How do you deal with that pressure? I mean, you block it out.
Yeah, I just quite like I'm quite
how.
I'm quite realistic in my opinion. It's just like I say to myself, like I never anticipate losing, never want to lose. All that, all that good psychology. But then I think to myself, every day is a blessing in terms of being in the situation that I'm in or position I'm in now compared to where I was. And ultimately, boxing's only one part of life, so it's not the be all and end all of everything. God willing, you make it out of the ring safe. So as your opponent, it'll be heartbreaking. You have to deal with the fact that you lost, but I don't think it's anything else.
How do you deal with trolls though? You don't get any of that stuff?
No, I'll get trolls all the time. But for me, I just, like I said, I actually just hold on, put my phone down, and I look around my house, and I look around the situation that I'm in, and I say, I'd rather be here the one being trolled than the one doing the trolling. And then I think
little keyboard warriors.
Yeah, and I look and I say, my mum's happy, my mum's proud, family's proud, everyone's good. So no matter what, in the next 5 years, I'm not gonna get any trolls. Or whenever I retire, there'll be no trolls, but there'll be the whatever I've accomplished and amassed in that time. So trolls for now doesn't matter, because ultimately as well, last but not least, and that is, if you take an L. No one cares if you had a great fight or if you had a thing. It's just like, I've seen footballers from back in the, who were massive footballers. They can walk into weight shows now or wherever, and no one's gonna swarm them.
So weird.
So it's just like we're always getting recycled. So just never take it too personally. That same troll can keep trolling for 50 years because there'll always be a new world champion, and new this and new that. So
it's just you right now. You're right. You're
in that position, and then one day I won't be in that position and hopefully be on my terms, and then it's just, okay, where do I want to live? What do I want to do? Options are open because I took these risks and I dealt with trolls and I won fights.
What did you make of it when Canelo was going to try and move up to your weight class?
Like I said at the time, not even.
I said he would never ever fight. Like, it was not even. He wouldn't even mention Lawrence Okolie.
That doesn't make any sense. It just wouldn't. Not even like, and people, because people hear big names and they forget physics and how stuff actually works in real life. It's just like, he's a great fighter. I'm a fan of him. Like, I'll watch his fights against Bivol and whoever else. And I'll be rooting. But in terms of actually in a fight, it's just like, you're less than 6 foot.
He's 5'8", I think.
I saw a picture of him and Chris, and I just thought, let's not even talk about it.
Yeah, he's tiny.
Tiny, bro.
He's tiny.
He's tiny.
Yeah.
It's just, he's very strong, very thick. It's light heavyweight is one thing. Cruiser.
Does it surprise you the way in which he jumped through? Like, this guy is just doing madness, if I'm honest.
But I only really started picking back up with him when he was at middleweight. Do you know what I mean? So I kind of, the middleweight to super middleweight is not that big.
It's not much difference.
And then
£8
super middleweight
to light
sneak
heavyweight.
up, light heavyweight, bomb back down. But he's got the type of style where it is he's okay being a short fighter because he's not trying to outpoint or out jab.
No, he's trying to wreck you.
One time.
Yeah. He's trying to wreck you. I find him incredible.
It's sick, yeah, bro.
Everything about him, like, I've never seen him out of shape.
Yeah,
he's
sick.
the richest boxer.
Yeah,
everyone wants to sign him. Everything,
bro. It's sick. No, he's the guy.
Yeah,
he's the guy. Let's be honest. But once again, cruiserweight, different thing. But it's like Mayweather wouldn't go up to fight a middleweight or super middleweight. It doesn't make sense. So,
size matters.
Yeah, and as much as if there was a Canelo at my weight, I'd be another one of these champions.
Does that not annoy you that there's not that? Because you look at your weight division and they're almost looking at, okay, Lawrence, you have to turn into the draw. Yeah. You have to turn into that guy. You have to be the money man in division because the others aren't that. I mean, I know that Bradis has got a following in Latvia, and would you go Latvia to fight him? I'm not quite sure.
I would. I'm in all honesty.
Go Latvia?
Yeah, I would, yeah.
I don't know how many people are going to follow you out to Latvia.
It doesn't matter. But, but it'll be a hard night's work. But at the same time, it depends on the bag, innit? Because the way I see it nowadays is that, like, I'm sorry, this is completely unrelated. I don't know what.
No, go.
But I now see it in a way where even if I made £100 from a fight, if you invest that in the right way, it becomes £20 or £30 for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to collect as much as I can, be in as big a fights as possible, create as much legacy as possible, so that I get all the accolades, I get the pats on the back, the clout, the money. The fun boxing's sick, but
I think it's going to come. I can't see how it doesn't come if you continue, especially with Shane. I think Shane's one of the best trainers in the world. Forget people say best trainers over here. No, I think Shane, look at the stable of fighters and how he's improving them. I think he's one of the best fighters. I just want to pick your brains on Tyson Fury, Dillian White. Obviously, April 23rd, fingers crossed it happens, because Dillian White didn't turn up for no pressers.
Nah, it's happening.
100%.
Yeah,
100%. Okay.
I couldn't not.
I give Dillian White a chance.
Me too.
You've got to. Obviously, you've got to, for me anyway, I've got to favour Tyson Fury because he's the world champion. But at the same time, I was saying to someone, he's taken a lot of punishment in those fights against Wilder.
Yeah, true.
Like, those right hands have landed clean. Remember that one that landed and kind of his body done all weirdness?
Yeah.
I said he's been hurt a few times, and you just never know in the boxing ring. Where Dillian White looks a bit refreshed now. He's been out in Portugal, looks a bit more leaner. I like it. I like the fight.
No, it's a great fight.
Are you going? Are you going to try and get tickets?
It depends who's promoting. I don't know. Me and Frank Warren have never spoken, but we might have a chat for that.
You might want to chat for that one. You might want
to. But I think Fury's obviously a definite favourite.
Yeah.
Stylistically, we've seen, Fury beat people similar to Dylan White.
Yeah.
But we've never seen Dylan beat someone who's it's hard to find people like.
Yeah.
And he had a tough fight against Hellenius, who's similar.
People forget that.
Yeah,
Hellenius pretty good, you know.
Yeah, he's
looking pretty
good.
good.
Yeah, he's good. And even in that fight, he was looking good for the first few rounds, and then kind of just fizzled out.
Yeah.
But one thing about Dylan, 100% game, 100% going to put everything into it, and he punches hard with good counters. So heavyweight, but you never know, and then you just don't know what
that left hook.
Yeah, it's crazy, and you don't know what type of Tyson Fury is it? Is it Tyson Fury that's going to try box and move, or is it going to be one that stands and goes and gets him?
Yeah,
it's a hard one because even stylistically as well, Wilder punching and
White's completely
punching,
different.
Completely different, and even in terms of trajectory, like what's name can cover like 6 foot, 7 foot of ground. Do you know what I mean? In the length of his shot as well as how quickly he can step. Where White isn't as athletic, not like without being not in a.
No, not in a disrespectful way. I think he knows this as well. That's not his thing.
What he's not going to do is bounce in and out. He's going to duck and weave and whip that body shot in. It's a good fight, actually, to be honest. It's a good fight because one thing that White will do is which is a good thing to do.
You're going to have to nail him to the coffin,
100%.
For White to not want that, he's going to have to be knocked out. It's going to have to be Povetkin, like kind of knockout, because he'll get up again.
Sure.
Yeah, he'll get up and he'll go for war.
Sure.
They said they've sold out 100,000 tickets done already. 100,000.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Makes sense. Big fight. Fury is such a big star now as well.
I didn't know he was that.
But it's been years of like in the making.
Building.
Yeah, like it's like wasn't really had whatever he went through, come back, great performances, and such big spectacles with Wilder.
Those were fantastic.
Yeah. In another country, the last fight with Wilder was one of the best fights that we've watched.
Bravo.
So now you're here against Dylan White, Mr. South London, Mr. 1,000 Days. It's a big fight. It's a big fight. It's sick.
I'm thinking about it. Now you're saying that, I'm smiling thinking about it. Do you ever have ambitions of being big in America? Is that a thing? When I was young, it was almost every British fighter wanted to go to America. I got to go to America, Madison Square Garden, T-Mobile Arena, whatever.
Not really.
No? It's changed a bit, isn't it, maybe? Because maybe we've got big arenas over here now and we're doing things,
Yeah, trust. And like, not really. It depends, isn't it? Like, it depends on your aspirations. I think some people have aspirations of being like of course you do. It would be nice, but I'm quite realistic. I just think to myself, who am I gonna box in America? What am I gonna do there? What for?
No. You're selling yourself. No. I'm having that. You could definitely box in America.
Who? Like, that's what I'm saying. It depends. Isn't it? What happens with the?
If you jump, obviously, not a cruiserweight. No.
Yeah.
I admit a cruiserweight. There's no. I can't even name an American cruiserweight.
Yeah.
I can't even name one. Heavy. I think there are options all over the place for you potentially.
Fair enough.
And fingers crossed. With 258 management and your growth. And what you're doing outside, all the rapping and shit, where'd that come from? Where'd that come from?
Enjoyment, just enjoying life.
That was good.
Yeah. I'm gonna do another one.
Are you gonna do another one? Because everyone thinks it was just like one and done, like a couple of hits and that's it, gone.
I might do it because this is the same. Obviously, I don't want to say too much, but like I said,
these are the kind of things outside of boxing. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm yes, okay, fine. I'll do another one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I?
I don't
know. That's the guy that
in the video.
The
Whatever you want.
I want to be that guy in the video, like Puff Daddy in the video, all that kind of stuff.
Done. Deal.
What's next for Lawrence Okolie? Next big fight coming up.
I think it'll be unification.
Yeah.
I think it will be Makabu. I do think so. I think Shane was saying it in the last couple of days, and like why not? He's had his mandatory. I've had my mandatory, and this fight, it's just might as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, what's the other options? Box.
Another name that people. That's a tough guy that no one knows.
Literally, and for him as well, same. Yeah. For him as well, same. And he's not old, but he's not young. It's like time to let's take a risk. Like, do you know what I mean? Because I know he's a hard fighter. He knows I'm a hard fighter. Let's just.
Yeah, I think Makabu. Yeah. I remember watching him fight after he lost to Bellew. I went to South Africa and actually watched him fight, and he's popular out there. But even he's chasing that bag as well now. Yeah. He's chasing it desperately. That's why I'm guessing he thought he hit the lottery with the Canelo.
Of course.
Like win or lose, he would have sold his belt to Canelo. He thought it was like 5 million. And I think he celebrated everything and then to know he's gone.
Started spending the money.
100% you've already spent that money.
Yeah, tell him
100%. He told the whole family and then nothing.
It's gone, yeah.
It's gone, just like that.
So he's going to need a big fight. Yeah.
What's Shane like?
He's cool, man. Yeah. Cool, ambitious, hungry. He's the right kind of fit. Do you know what I mean? Like, when stuff's going good.
He seems aggressive.
In terms of, 100%.
Seems like he'll lay the law down.
Yeah. And it's his eyes as well. When you actually look at him in his eyes,
it's scary, you know.
Weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's similar to like
I think I said
these
something
type of guys.
about one of his fights. I can't remember who it was, and I saw him, and he gave me a look, and he's quite thick as well. And I was like, okay. Yeah, I'm not part of that. I'm not part of that life.
He's too competitive. I'll say two as in two. Like when we're on the pads and stuff like that, if I give him a little nudge, he's coming back on the pads to just doing like, do you know what I mean? So it's good because it pushes you. And you know, when he says he believes I can beat Makabu, believes I'm the best. He's not saying it from a place of blowing wind up my ass. He's very like, don't think that guy's gonna do this. Think that guy's gonna do this, whatever. Because he's got his own wins and losses sheet and his own beliefs and his own belief in himself. So he's got his own stuff he wants to accomplish and achieve. So they intertwine together. So when he puts me in a fight and says, you're going to do it, I think, all right, you know what? I believe you because it's not just me, it's your own reputation on the line as well.
Daniel Dubois is in the camp as well. And look, good luck to Daniel. I really hope that this is his year. Is that difficult sparring him potentially? Because obviously the jump to heavyweight's going to be there soon and who knows?
Probably for the best. He's probably one of the hardest punchers I've been in the ring with. It's weird, but it's good in terms of like conditioning for the you know, when you're in there with cruiserweights, it's not the same kind of power, and also conditions me for other heavyweights. It's good. I think it's good experience for both of us because he can't go in there and just like bash me up. So he has to deal with the movement, the power as well, and so it's good we're both able to bring each other on. In terms of the heavyweight thing, there's a lot to be done. As in, like, if Chris came up to cruiserweight and there's opportunity for him to win the world title, I wouldn't be chasing a fight with Chris. I'm quite like, there's enough for everyone to enjoy it. Just do your thing. Do you know what I mean?
Final couple of points.
Okay.
Look, for me as a Nigerian, it's good to see you doing your stuff over here. I would love to see you fight in Nigeria. You know, everyone keeps talking about rumble in the jungle. And it'd be nice to see someone go back and have that big fight to almost show the little kids running around Lagos like, okay, look at that big champion. Is there any dreams? Is there been any conversations about having a fight? Like a Makabu, for example. Obviously, Cheslak went to Congo to fight him. Has there been any ever talk about going to Africa and having a fight?
No, that's a good one.
No?
I actually really like that. I think I've never been in a position where I could command it, where maybe now I'm in a sweet spot where I could probably dip in.
Yeah. Because I remember there was talk about AJ versus Wilder in Nigeria at one stage.
Been sick.
Yeah. Would have been ridiculous.
I think it's really possible.
Yeah.
I think it's really possible. If you get people like AJ behind it, even mixed martial arts, somehow
100%.
get some sort of crossover,
it could be incredible.
100% be done.
Yeah.
But you just need to have the promoters on board and, you know, other stuff to just really... Like, it might be hard.
Sponsor as well.
Yeah, it might be hard with an AJ because of how much he commands. Do you know what I mean? But myself, slip me in there, slip a couple other. I mean, you said they're getting 500. Like, if they get $1 million each or whatever, I'm sure it's possible.
Yeah,
it'll be sick. That's another legacy moment where
100%. Like, they're the ones where when you do call it quits, we open doors for the next guys coming through. What's AJ like to work with?
In terms of what
258 management and all that kind of stuff.
He's kind of like, you know, he's not really
not hands-on like that.
Yeah, he's not going to be making the calls and whatever else, but he's one thing I would say about him is that, you know, me and him have had certain meetings and stuff, and he's a boxer and a friend before management, so if something's not going right, we can have a chat. And he gets it from a active boxer's standpoint, because you know, if you say this and that, like, how would you like it if he's still got that kind of boxing mind, where sometimes some people are literally just management, so all they care about is the numbers, where with him it's like, okay, I get it. Do you know what I mean? So it's good. Yeah,
I will say this now on camera, a lot of people don't know this, but AJ and KD helped me with the zone thing in terms of getting that gig. Sick. So it shows that they're helping behind the scenes. People always say, Ade, you like AJ so much. I'm like, well, yeah, because I'm supposed to.
Yeah,
and he's doing good things. Lawrence, look, I really appreciate you coming down.
No stress,
I
man.
wish you good luck for 2022. Hopefully it is those unification fights.
I believe it will be.
And fingers crossed, if there's a jump to heavyweight, it's sometime soon.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm looking at you now, you're outgrowing the cruiserweight division. Is it difficult to get down to the weight?
It is. I think if I'm not focused fully on weight, it's hard. You know what I mean? I think if I can stay in and around the 10% mark it's easy. As soon as I start dipping over that, because I'm enjoying cakes, I enjoy Haribo. But
these are not mine, by the way.
I enjoy
Haribo.
And I enjoy, I enjoy food.
Enjoy the good life.
Yeah, trust. But it's, it's when I do start actually dropping it. As soon as I get to like 97, I don't know what pounds that is.
Yeah.
It falls off easy. But it's, as soon as I start going up, because I can go up.
Yeah,
I can go up, but we'll see.
Well, eventually, fingers crossed, you can go up, because you're going to need to be a bit bigger, I think, for the big boys of the division.
Sure.
Lawrence, my man, really appreciate it, brother.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Cheers, man.